Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Really do appreciate it. Good to see you again, boys and girls. Going back to the Clockwork Angels album, just because it's just a great album. So we're going to go do another riff from that. We're going to do Caravan. Just a really cool riff. There's a lot going on in the intro to the song as far as just layers and textures of guitar. So I'm going to kind of just show you something to just kind of play it so it sounds like a little bit of everything. So, but let me know. I mean, I think this is a great album. You know, what's your favorite album? I mean, I tend to think, not this is the greatest, but when you talk about moving pictures in 2112, I think this album's kind of in the argument that this could be top 3, top 5, just based on the storyline, the music, everything. But that's just my opinion, because I know you're talking about hemispheres, permanent waves, kings, really all of them for the most part, except for a handful, but we won't get into those. So anyway, let's just take a closer look at this one. I'll show you how I do it. Again, it's Caravan, Clockwork Angels by Rush. Pretty direct in terms of how it's being done, some of the tones, but let's take a closer look so you can kind of see how I do this, and hopefully it helps you out. All right, so if you know this album or know this song pretty well, there's some you know, you hear the train in the beginning, basically, which is the beginning of this journey, right? So all we're doing when you start hearing kind of like that mood starting, and even when the guitars kick in, we're just doing this. 3 notes, and it's going to be on the A string, 7, 6, 5. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the E string, 7, 6, 5. So it's, again, 5th string, 7, 6, 5, 6th string, 7, 6, 5. It goes back down to the A string. There's a bit of a turnaround here. What that is, and I think this is being played in several different areas, several different octaves. We're going to go back to the A string, 2nd fret, 6th string, 3, 6th string open. So let's put it together. So for that, just kind of keep it clean with some dirt to it. You know, maybe a little bit of phase, some chorus. That's kind of the signature Lifeson sound. But there's so much going on in there to kind of narrow it down. It was a little tough, but it gives you an idea here. Then what's going to happen is, when it gets a little bit heavier, I tend to play some octave. So I'm keeping my bass, you know, note the same. It's going to be the 7th fret of the 5th string, but I'm just going to play the octave. So I'm going to go from the A string, skipping the D string to the G string now, and I'm going to have my pinky, that's just how I do it with the octave. So it's going to be index on the 7th of the 5th string, and then it's going to be pinky on the G string of the 9th fret. And you want to make sure you're not hitting that string in between, which is the D string. Otherwise you kind of get that. Doesn't sound great. So we're going to take that same progression, but now we're going to play the octave. And I have the feeling that this chord right here is kind of played repetitively underneath everything else. I could be hearing something different because there's so much going on there. So all you're doing is repeating everything but the octave. So we're going to go, again, 5th string on the root of 7, 6, 5. And we're going to move everything again to the 6th string, 7th fret. Playing the octave. That's how I've done it, just to kind of give it that sound. Okay. And that's kind of how I do it. All right. So that's going to be the next part of this as far as what I'm doing. So when we're going, so it's going to be 2 for each position. So 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, down to the 6th string. Now we're going to go 1 here on the 5th fret to that E5. All right, so you got to listen to that's kind of what's in there, and then the turnaround for that would be. And that kind of gets you into the verse. So what we're doing here is open E, the 6th string. So it's open, 2, 3. We're going to go to the first fret of the D string, the 4th string. So 6th string, open, 2, 3. First fret of the 4th, hit it. We're going to pull off to the open D, back to 3 on the 6th, open 6. Okay. And I think just kind of based off of memory, that's kind of what that progression really is. There's so much going on there. I actually kind of think the lower, almost the cleaner tones there give this song some more atmosphere. Right? But again, different textures, different layers. So if you're playing the octave, it's going to sound good too. And I think the turnaround is really cool. Because it's very unconventional to go, I mean, this is okay. I've always done that. But going from that first to open on the D string. All right, there you go. At least that's kind of how we do Caravan for Clockwork Angels for the intro there. I'll have more Clockwork Angels, I'm sure, in the near future. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I'll see you on the next one. Later.